There can be a lot of pressure to teach academics early, whether you need a play-based preschool or teaching them at home. It seems like there's a wide range of skills at 3. So we've really addressed that in these products. So we've got a couple of pre-literacy products in this play kit, a puzzle and puppets, and they really represent a wide range of skills. So for my 3 children, my daughter was really interested in learning to read at 3, and my 2 older children were not. They all became voracious readers later, but every child has their own path. And we want to make sure that we're challenging our children at each step of the way. So there's a very deep range of skills that are represented in each of these playthings. So I want to start with the Fort Kit. The Fort Kit works a lot of different skills. So it works their fine motor skills in clipping these little clips. We worked so hard in the ergonomics of these clips to make sure that children could get them on and off successfully. Being able to place the pegs into the slots requires force and body movements. It also requires engineering skills. So at first your child is just going to want to build and build, and they won't really know what they're building towards. Later on, with your help, they'll be able to imagine a structure and build towards that structure. So for children who are really excelling in puzzles and in spatial relationships, this fort building provides a real challenge for them. So we have a child guide for all the different configurations that you can make with the fort. It provides a really cozy space for them to feel safe. Children at 3 love to have their own space for reading. There's a bunch of different configurations, including this puppet theater, which I have in this configuration right now. And we also included some emotion puppets. So we have 2 puppets made of organic cotton. And emotions are really represented so much in our eyes. So the same emotions that we covered in the prior play kit with the emotion peg dolls and the emotion book sets are represented now through eyes. So we have calm, we have worried, we have sad, we have angry and frustrated. So there's all these different emotions, and what you'll find is that your child, if they do something like let's say they take a toy from another child and the other child is crying, they feel a little shame and they don't really want to talk about it. So instead, you can reenact this through play. So you can have the one child whose toy was taken be sad, and the other child who's taken the toy feel worried. And you can change the eyes as you go. So you can have this little puppet theater and have these moments and really reenact this story for your child, and you'll find that they start to talk to you. Now it's abstract, now it's about somebody else, and you can go much deeper into social emotional learning through these puppets. They're also great for open-ended play. Your child is going to love to tell stories themselves and play in the little theater and be cozy in their cozy space. So your child is also really interested in doing things that you can do around the house. So we wanted to build something that was very similar to the adult mop, Spray Mop. So this sprays real water. You can put non-toxic cleaning solution in here, and they can truly be of help. So they pull this lever. They use their gross motor skills to pull this lever. Some water, and if you want to put cleaning solution, sprays out, and then they can mop the floor and feel really successful. They are going to really want to do this over and over again and will be your little helper. And it's such a fun way for them to feel like they're a part of the family and really contributing. This early literacy puzzle has a huge range of skills that you can build for your child. So first, we have these clear acrylic pieces. The pieces come out and they overlay, so physically they can feel the shape. Just like the Montessori sandpaper letters, they can feel the shape of the letter with their fingers, and then they can place the pieces over the letter sound. So this is all about teaching phonetics, and letter recognition is important, but it's really the letter sounds that are so meaningful for your child in terms of learning how to read eventually. For children who aren't interested in letters yet, this is a great challenge for their spatial skills. So being able to just put together this jigsaw puzzle is a big challenge, and they'll grow into it for actually, honestly, years of play will allow them to really be able to successfully orient the letters in the proper way and be able to complete this jigsaw puzzle. We were also very careful to make sure that all of the animals that are represented represent the right phonetic sounds. So we have, for example, a goat with g, that's the G sound. Oftentimes it's represented by a giraffe, which is j, which is actually not the G sound. So we're very careful and precise about what kind of phonetics we're representing. This is great for sandpaper letters, as we said, for tracing with your finger. It's also great for creating crayon rubbings. And then we have an activity in the play guide that talks about taking out the letters and putting them in a basket and having your child identify other items around the house that make that have that first letter sound as part of their word. So there's a lot of different ways to play with this letter puzzle. It's very different from letter puzzles that are on the market right now, and it's very intentional around building your child's early literacy skills. So Adela comes home, tells a story about a little girl who's also 3, who comes from the Native American tribe in Coeur d'Alene. She is coming home and she's wearing her regalia with her grandmother. They get dressed up with her mother and her grandmother. They get to ride a canoe that is designed just like her ancestors had designed it. She does a smudging ritual, and really this is offering a window into Adela's life. Windows and mirrors is a great framework for thinking about children's literature. How can you offer a new perspective to your child, but also allowing them to reflect upon themselves? So as we know, 3-year-olds love to get dressed up. Adela also gets to get dressed up and wear lipstick and put on her regalia, so it's a very relatable story, but it also offers a window into another culture and another perspective. We have a play guide for this 3-year-old year, and we offer a lot of ideas for independent play. There's a lot of experiences that you can do with your child that are really fun, like a self-portrait. Having them draw a self-portrait and seeing their portrait evolve over time is such a fun way to really have a memory of this age and also track their development and their fine motor skills. We have some little recipes, making English muffin pizzas together, and then we have a lot of literacy skills in our section in the back. We offer lots of different ways to play. Again, the puppets represent pre-literacy through storytelling, so we remind you that you can, really build your child's literacy skills by helping them tell a story themselves, and that's connected to their ability to read and speak, well and communicate well later on. So we have a lot of ideas of how to develop your 3-year-old's brain and body and social emotional skills at this age.